I'm in the hot seat. Bring it on.
Yeah, you're going to be...
Well, about a year had passed, and I was driving down the street, and this same lady, the ghost, the spirit lady,
Yes.
appeared next to me while I'm driving, frantic. She was frantic. She's, something's wrong, you need to call your mentor, you need to call because something's wrong. And so I called my mentor and I said, you need to call your mother-in-law, there's something wrong. And I guess his mother-in-law had gone into diabetic shock and her body was shutting down and she needed someone to come and save her. So actually this spirit had come and pretty much saved her life. And had several decades of terrible things happening. In the barn, she had appeared in the barn and she had told me what had happened to her. And it was a horrendous story. She was murdered, but they were living in a place where these men had kind of gathered all the townspeople and burned them in a church. So they had invited them to a church service. They had nailed the doors shut and burned the community.
Oh, nice guy.
It's
I don't want you to have to relive it.
No, but when you help to release a spirit into the light, you actually it feels uplifting. It feels like you have done a great good.
Wow.
And the gratitude that you feel from them, you know, thank you for releasing me, you know, it's undescribable.
And how
my great grandmother was a world-renowned psychic. People came all over the world to see her. My grandfather was also a psychic, and he did dowsing for Shell Oil, Shell Oil Company.
I'd like to ask Shannon if she knows which of my family spirits are around me now.
I'm actually getting a very strong male presence. He would have been a type of man that was really he was very outspoken. It was kind of like my way or the highway type thing.
Oh.
He's around you right now because, are you going through some sort of transition?
Yes, I think so.
He's around you to help you through that transition.
Pardon?
He's around you to help you through that transition, Julia.
I know who it is, too, then.
We lived in a house and that was equivalent to Amityville Horror. We had spirits there of people who had passed. And we also, my mother was really into Ouija and seances and table rising and all of that. And that it actually attracted a lot of really dark entities and to hurt me several times. And I always had lots and lots of protection around me. One night he decided, or actually it was the morning, my mother had gone to work, and I heard him rustling. I was in my bed laying down, and I heard him rustling in his room. And I heard him say, it's time to take her out. And he comes storming down the hallway, and as he comes storming down the hallway, my door slams shut on its own because I was in my bed. He's banging on the door, he's kicking the door, he's throwing things at the door. That door would not budge, and I had no lock on my door. My door did not open until my mom came home that afternoon. Shortly after that, we were out of that house.
I bet.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, after that, my mother, she swore off all of the psychic world. She didn't want to hear about spirits. She didn't want to hear about anything of the psychic world. And so it was a hush-hush thing. But I still was seeing spirits.